Hello, today is Wednesday, which means we're doing some Starfinder action. Doing a little bit of character prep. My camera is being exciting, so let's go ahead and give it a little bit of camera love. I see a light now. There it is. All right. So last time we met, we were looking at character creation. We looked at a bunch of different races and things. As I mentioned, there's a campaign or a one shot I run to introduce people to Starfinder. But in order to do that well, in my opinion, you should have characters that they can just pick from. So you go through, you make a bunch of first level characters that they can choose. Now, and then you run the adventure. And I've done this twice already, and they've enjoyed it. But with that was before I moved to Unity, so now I've got to rebuild some of those characters. So let's take a look, see what we've got. I was thinking about a gray mystic. Well, let's take a look at what we have already. So right now we have a soldier, a hit and run soldier, a guard soldier, a technomancer, and a bombardier soldier. So we've got 3 soldiers and a technomancer. So let's go ahead and go with what we were saying. So one is a crystal person. My mind is blanking what they're called. Let's see. Shimmerine, that's right. Shimmerine. We have Amika, our Marikoi, monkey with insect eyes, prehensile tail, human, and our Patra, which is our cat person. All right, we could also do our Vlakas, a Vlaka mystic, which is a Vlaka is our dog race. I think that might be fun. Let's take a look at our Vlaka. Pull up the picture. I did want to talk take just a moment while we're getting this ready. First of all, I understand you guys can't see, so I was waiting to do that and then got sidetracked with my camera being weird. So /scale UI, all one word, SCALE UI, one word, space between 50 and 200 for streaming, 110. Let's see if I can take it up to 115. If you press the up arrow, it brings in what you last typed into the chat. There we go, 115. If you're on your camera, sorry, I'll try to explain what you're seeing. But at least if you're on a PC, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. Take a look at our Vlakas, shall we? So when we're doing something like this as a GM, just building a bunch of characters, it can seem a little tedious. And taking a look at our Vlakas, I think these are all the same. They are. Okay. So there's our Vlaka. They are wolf-like creatures with thick fur from a doomed planet called La Jacques, an Arctic world in a vast, most distant from its system's dying star. Life is barely sustainable on La Jacques, and its sun grows dimmer. It might be able to sustain an ecosphere for only a few more centuries. And so there are some people that want to live as long as they can on their home world until they build strong communities, but others take off traveling the stars, trying to find a better solution. So whether it's replace their star, fix their star, find a new home, whatever the case might be. Shrink this down. Put our Vlakas in the corner. Nobody puts Vlaka in the corner. All right. Boink, boink, boink. There we go. There's our Vlakas. But when you think about building characters from a player point of view, yes, it still takes the same amount of time. Sometimes might even be a little bit longer. But they are building this person that they're going to get to know. They're learning about them right now. They get to make all these choices. And well, some people have problems making choices, and so it can be like a sort of a deer in the headlights look when they see all these options. To other people, it's really cool to know and decide and choose and watch this from nothing, this person come into being, and now they're going to take on that role. Um, it's like an actor being in the pilot seat when they make this person and make their role. So it does take a while, a little bit longer than than say Dungeons and Dragons, for example, and Savage Worlds. But oh, excuse me, it's not. It's something. It's a lot of fun, and I think your players will enjoy it. Um, and so I'm trying to enjoy it as well. So we have our Vlaka. I have my character creation note in my notes. Character creation. It has all my races, and then it has my stuff. So we're going to go ahead and kill Vlaka since that's what we're doing now. And delete it. Let's unlock it. Control 1 and delete from the list. All right, so I don't know if I'll make all these or not. It really just depends on how soon I play this and how much interest there is. Um, so you go to your characters, a couple different ways of adding these. Uh, I like to go here and then right click down 6 o'clock, create item. Here's our new person. All right, we're going to zip down to see if they have example names. All right, so while we're here, while this is showing up, it says the fur is usually white with large patches of pale blue, gray, or black. Provides them with protection against all but the most bitter cold. Um, 2/3 of Lakas are born blind or deaf, and although they have had long had access to magic and technology that can mitigate or remove such conditions, not all Lakas choose to do so, valuing the cultural touchstones like language and perspective variances that are associated with the differing ways of sensing the world. So it is possible, if the person wants to, that they could play with a blind or deaf character. Um, it's not the worst thing in the world. You have to gain some benefits from different attacks. So if you're deaf, sonic attacks don't affect you as much. Things like that. The other thing we're looking at here is the size. So we go down to Notes, the Notes tab. Typical signs 5.5 to 6.5 feet tall. So we're just going to go right in the middle there and do 6 foot. Weighs between 175 and 250. 200. Their size is medium. We're going to say Desna, the god of luck and travel. All right, so it doesn't say anything about ages in here. It would be nice. They have different, so you have to understand there are different authors involved and different things, teams and groups. But it would be nice if they had a just template. Follow the template like you do for the stuff up here. Size, type, all these things are templates and ability mods. And then and then traits, and then put physical description with age, height, weight, number of limbs, that type of thing. Then on the bottom, and it can just be bullet points for that, and then go into your description. Um, because a lot of these descriptions, this one has a really good example of how tall and how much they weigh. A lot of races don't have anything about their height or weight or anything like that. So it'd be nice to be consistent. Um, all right, so there you go. Boom, boom, boom. So if we look at my cheat sheet, the first thing we want to do and add to the character is the race. So we have the Laka. We're going to add that point over here, Laka. And if you can see, and you can talk to this with your players as well, that as you add things, it populates the chat. So you see the race, and then you've got versed, cooperative, senses, cold resistance, buoy, speed, and perceptive. It's all there. That was all added in. So you have a couple different choices. You can build the character and then go back through and add everything, or you can add everything as you're building it. So today, last time we went through, we built the whole character. Today, I'm going to try to add things as we go. So let's go to our abilities, and we're just going to shift this to the side because it's going to open up in the center, and we're going to go from bottom to top. And read what it does. As a standard action, Avlaka can spend a resolve point to restore one resolve point to an ally. Nice. A sense-dependent mind-affecting ability. Okay, very cool. I did not realize anybody could do that. That's really neat. So you could code that. I'm not worried about coding right now. I'm not going to be coding it today. There are no changes that need to be made to the character sheet for that. Cold resistance. Lakas have cold resistance 5 that's stacked with one other source of cold resistance. So here, there's not a place to put special defenses. There's special movement and senses. So unlike D&D, that's not here. Again, we'll code this later. Cooperative. Lakas get a +2 to skill checks for the aid another action and to attack rolls to provide harrying fire. A creature using the aid another action to assist Avlaka also gains a +2 bonus. That's cool. It's like pack tactics, but being helpful. Helpful pack tactics, if you will. Vlogger gain a +2 to perception and sense motive. There we go. So now we go to our skills. So what we do here is there are what? Oh, no. Dude, take that away. Stop. Okay. I don't know how to undo that. Okay, I think I know what that is. All right, sorry, I have not made characters since they changed this. Um, Where is the edit mode? Let's see. Ah, okay. Interesting. All right, so they're going to get a bonus to their perception and sense motive. So it drops down for each one. Gotcha. Okay. So at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here to characters. Instead of doing that for all 25, right click, delete the item, confirm delete, right click, create the item, click on the hole, take the Vlaka, boom, go to our abilities. We were doing perceptive, and we have versed in Vlaka. All right, so back to the skills. So that's how you do it now. They've changed it. It used to be open up a different page that had all the skills and you could adjust them all. Excuse me. Now we're doing individual. So perception and sense motive. Here we go. Boop, boop, boop. Perception. You click the little down arrow. Under RA's race. So that's +1. Click it. Left click into the box and you can type it. Oh, you get +2. So +2. Okay. And then sense motive. Click 2. Oh, what happened? There we go. All right, so now we've got our 2 bonuses here. Vlakas can speak, read, and write their native language, Vlakan. They also know the signed and tactile versions of this language. All right, so we're going to go to notes. Is that what it is? Yes. Languages. We will add Vlakan. Now, not all languages are included with the basic because there are so many different ones. So let's see. Vesk is not here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to our options. As a DM, you can then go into languages. Now I have a different language thing in here so that you can have all different types of languages. It's like Akitonian. I'm just going to start at the top and just start making these different. Oh, Aquan has its own. Okay, Aqua. There it is. Very cool. Anyway, so you see what I'm talking about here. You can just change this is what it will look like. So you go here to add, and you type in Vlakan plus. Oops. Okay, so I was wrong. That's the this is the filter. All right, and then I pick what I want it to look like, and I'll make it look like Krinaja. All right, so now when he speaks, if he wants to, he can go down here to Lock-in, and he can say, take me to your fire hydrant, and it will show up in their language. All right, which looks sort of Arabic. It's we've got a language. Last is senses. So vlakas, can be born with one of three sets of senses. You can determine their senses by choosing from those that are available. I don't know why they say that. I mean, no, I'm going to choose from something that's not available. So you can be born with functional sight or hearing. Who becomes permanently blind or deaf does not gain the abilities of a Vlakan born with blindness or deafness. Okay, yeah. So if you were born with the sense and then an accident happens or injury happens and you lose that sense, it's not as if you were born without the sense. Makes sense. Okay. But a blind Vlaka has blind sight within a range of 60 feet, hearing, blind sight scent within 30 feet, and a permanent blinded condition. Okay. The Vlaka is naturally sightless, so the blinded condition can be removed only by effects that grant sight to creatures with no natural vision. A deaf Vlaka has blind sight, scent 30 feet, low light vision, and the deafened condition. However, this condition imposes no penalty to initiative rolls or perception checks based on hearing. The Vlaka is naturally without hearing, so the deafened condition can be removed only by effects that grant hearing, right? Hearing and sighted is your third one. So we talked about this before. Since the players are randomly picking these, we're not building this whole backstory and everything else. It's just for a one shot. For right now, I'm going to leave him as hearing and sighted. However, in the notes, I'm going to put, can I unlock this? It is locked. Okay, so you can take this here and I'm going to copy this. Vlakas can be born with one instead of 3% blind, deaf, or hearing and sighted. You are hearing and sighted. Talk to Sven if you would rather be blind or deaf. All right, so our racial stuff is done. The height is 6 feet. The weight is 200. Okay, so this is, we now go to, we're going to say, name is Kane Id. Let's go with canine. Canine. Um, canine. Canine. Let's see. We'll just do iony. Canine. It's gotta be done another way to do ein. I'll think about it in a second. Ein. I-E-N. Ein. All right. And he is a me look at my characters, see what my template is. She's a mystic. And then I'll put the flavor in just a minute. Okay, so we have race. Now we do theme. So open up our themes. Boom. What we're looking for here is most mystics use the wisdom is their main class ability. And just so you know real quick, I might be ducking out rather suddenly because I have a pretty much a hard stop time in just over half an hour. So I will do what I can, try to stay focused. All right, so I'm looking here. I thought there was a chart in here with the different themes, but I guess not. Oh, here it is, yes. All right, so on page 15, it's also here in, you can look up the reference manual under character creation steps. It goes over a brief overview of the classes, the races, and the themes. Depending on what books you're using, that may quickly become irrelevant, or it may not have all the information, but it's got a good idea on the themes and stuff like that. This is what I was looking for. So this table 2-2. So let's go here to our tables are not here. So we go here to options. We go to sidebar. We go to tables. Two dash two filter. What? Okay. Oh, you know what? It's not a rollable table. So I don't know. Let's see what the actual Starfinder core rules has. Confused and wounding weapons. Yeah. So it's not actually in there. So what we'll do real quick so I can show you. Go to your library, go to your core rule book, go to your reference manual, and then character creation. This is under ability scores. It's not under character creation, sorry, it's under ability scores. Table 2-2, boom, right here. So then you can click on it, and that pulls it out. And what I'm going to do is I'm now going to put that table into my character creation cheat sheet under themes and scores. Boom. So what this shows you is it shows all the bonuses you get. So like I said, race, I'm not really worried about that. What I want to see is theme. That's what we're talking about right now. This doesn't have all the themes I have, but it has all the themes in the base core rulebook. So we can look at that. At some point, I may go in and make my own. I think I will. I think I'll do that at some point. All right. So Mystics key ability score is Wisdom. Charisma can also help you in social situations. Is what the book says. So I was correct. We want Wisdom. Wisdom is our column right here. The only one that gives you Wisdom is Priest in the base book. All right. Pretty cool, pretty cool. So let's pop out priest. Boom. Now, let's see, there's also character operations manual. All right. Character operations manual. All right, so con, dex, strength. So let's take a look at these. Don't know that any of these will give us what we want, but we'll try it. Street rat, sensate, scion, law officer, and grifter. Grifter is intelligence. Law officer is wisdom. There we go. Noble scion is charisma. Not a bad second choice. Con and dex. Okay. So law officer or priest. He's a wolf. Both of these are really good choices. I'm just going to do a roll. Odd is priest. Even is law officer. So what I'm doing is I'm taking my core rule book. Oh, I can't do that. Huh? I can't put it in. All right, never mind. Never you mind. I'm gonna go close. Okay. All right. So we're going to the priest. Take and drop it over. I think you have to be on your main page. Let's check it out. Boom. Priest. Boom. All right. So theme knowledge you gain is culture or mysticism. You reduce the DC by 5. Okay. Mysticism becomes a class skill for you. So go to skills. So if we go up here, class skill, show on the mini or free skill. So class skill, mysticism, it now is one. It's hailing where Atomic Hero Squad is. What the hell? If it's already class skill, you get a +1 bonus to mysticism checks. In addition, you give an ability adjustment wisdom. So we go here, since mysticism is definitely a mystic race, we go to theme. Let's see, this is, I'm not sure what any of these are, except for race. So, I'm just going to put the mod as a +1 bonus to mysticism checks. Okay, boom. Oops. So you got to click somewhere else. There you go. That's something very similar in Starfinder. Get in the habit of clicking elsewhere on the screen in that page you're in, so that it'll accept and update everything you've done. You'll do that when you get your skills and things like that as well. All right, so now our theme feature is finished. Now we go to class. So we already know the class that we want, which is Mystic. So Atomic Hero Squad, welcome again. Great to see you back, my friend. We're building characters for our one-shot. Right, today we're doing a Vlaka, which is a wolf, and a mystic. So we drag it over, boink. All right, so you can see a crap ton of stuff was added to it. All this cool stuff. So now it fills in. So you have more stuff, less intelligence, more wisdom. So this is the stuff to take off the narration or theme. And the will save. Got your hit points now. Stamina points are all set. Your resolve points are set. So now when we have the class, we want to apply the class and go to abilities and spells. So we close this, we go to our abilities. Now again, I'm not going to code them today. So what I do is I go from the bottom to the top, because that way we just close one and the next one we do them in order. All right, so you get a connection as a mystic. So here are all the different connections you can get. Drake takes Drake, Hawaii, 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 welcome, welcome. We've got Drake and Atomic Hero Squad here, doing a little bit of character creation for Starfinder. So we chose our Mystic, which is similar, sort of like a cleric-ish person. And now we're trying to pick their connection, which is similar to D&D, where you have like a life cleric and or work cleric. All right, so the Akashic is your link to the collective knowledge of every sentient species that ever lived that's held in the Akashic record, an astral library of perfect psychic records of every moment in history. You could be a lore keeper, a student, an intuitive consulting detective, if I can speak, consulting detective, or a secret hoarding spy. You get culture and mysticism. You get some cool spells. Not really feeling it for my wolf. Empath makes a lot of sense since these are already an empathic race. Mindbreaker sounds cool. Let's see what Mindbreaker says. You use your raw will and understanding of the mind structure to crush and demoralize your enemies. Special ops assassin, a psychic interrogator, or righteous military crusader. Very cool. Gives me a good idea for my next person I'm going to make. He lost, so all the hail where Atomic Hero Squad is made him lose his power and Wi-Fi. But he's back. Yay! I think I'm going to go with Empath. Let's see. Your connection helps you sense emotions and notice details others can't. You might be a diplomat, investigator, a mind-reading bodyguard, a ship's psychologist, or a psychic ion. A psychic? Oh, con artist. Hello. Wow, my mind did not see that. A psychic con artist. All right, so detect thoughts, zone of truth, perception and motive, and I gain the ability as that's cool. As a full action, you can attempt a sense motive check to read the emotions of a particular creature. If you succeed, you learn its general disposition and attitude toward creatures within 30 feet of it. And then you gain a bonus to bluff, diplomacy, intimidate, and sense motive against that for an hour. Very nice. Okay. But you take -2 to saving throws against mind affecting effects for 1 minute. We're going to go with empath. So what we're going to do is we take and we drag this over here into his class abilities. Boom. So it says connection, connection, empath. So now we go back to, so now we have connection power. So we open up our empath again. First level is empathy, so we drop it over here. Boom. Connection power. We're going to put 1. Empathy. So that way they're like, what is it? What is it? They'll know what it is, and they also see where to find it. Okay. And then a connection spell. Is the next thing. Again, that's going to be 1. Detect thoughts. 1, detect thoughts. And so the reason I do this is as he gets, once he gets second level, it'll be, he should get another line saying connection spell. If not, you can just type in 2 and keep adding it. So that way, when you get to ninth level and you have 4 spells at this point that you've been given, you have 3 different connection powers. It's all spelled out for you. All right, there's your connection spell. Healing Touch. Dun, dun, dun. You can spend 10 minutes to magically heal an ally at 5 hit points per mystic level once a day. That becomes really nice, especially to get higher level. You just hold them, touch them, boom. Again, we don't have to do anything with this, so we just click it. And then your spells. All right, so can't quite do spells just yet because we haven't. When did we do the? Oh, scores. I messed it up here, so I'm going to change this to ability scores. Ability scores. Now, as a player, once you, it used to be once as soon as you added your theme, it prompted you to fill in your ability scores. But so we're going to do that real quick. It's very simple in Starfinder. You have 10 points. That's it. I personally hate having a -1, so we're going to use 2 points to give him a 10. We already have 12 charisma. Dex, we want our dex up. So we're going to give you 12, so that's 4 that we've used. Dex is great for armor class, initiative, all range weapons. So you definitely want to have a decent dex. Definitely don't want to have negative in it. Con gives you hit points and helps with your fortitude. Wisdom is your will saves. Intelligence gives you more skills each level. So that's definitely something you want to put into no matter what you are, if you can. And then you need to decide, are you going to be a strength fighter or a dex fighter? He's a mystic, so he's going to have spells, but he's also can fight. So I've used 4 points. I have 6 left. I think we're going to pump wisdom up to 17. So that's 8 points. Give me 2 more points left. So as a first level person, I'm going to just pump it into dex and give him a little bit higher dex. So better initiative, better armor class, all that stuff. When he's not casting spells, he will be shooting. Pew, pew, pew. All right, so now we go into our spells. Looking at the book. You can also go under here in Mystic. And then click here. And it shows you these things. All the stuff that you get as you level up. And then it will also, and it shows you spells per day. So at first level, she will have 2 first level spells. And then here's the Mystic spell list. So it says to learn to cast a spell, you must have a wisdom score equal to 10 plus the spell's level. So at this point, she can learn 7. Let's see, Kane. Yeah, we'll say it's a dude. So he can learn up to level 7 spells. Here it is. Table 4-4, which we haven't. This 4-4, it doesn't say. No, number of spells per day is level 4-4. That's what we're just looking at. Here it is. You receive a spell bonus per day if you have a wisdom modifier of +1 or higher, which he does. He has +3. So that's odd. I wonder why these two charts aren't in here. So you could go to your library, to your reference manual, and open it up. I've got the book. I've got to leave in like 5 minutes, so I'm just kind of using the book. So he gets an extra first, second, and third level spell right now at 17 wisdom. So each day he can cast one more spell than the other mystics. And at first level, he has 4 cantrips and 2 first levels. So click, click, close off some of these things. All right, so 4 and 2, we go to our spells. Let's see. Let's go to spells. And because I have several different books, class is going to be Mystic. And then level. 0. Bring it down. Not a whole lot of spells here to choose from, but that's okay. Daze is amazing, especially at lower levels. It just knocks them out if it's a safer suck spell, but they do nothing for a full round, which is great when you're fighting one person or down to a big boss, stuff like that. Grave Words is something a lot of people like to play with. In this one shot, you don't come into any corpses, so I'm not going to worry about that. We will do Telekinetic Projectile. Even though he is we will do Detect Magic. And then we will do, could do Telepathic Message if to talk to somebody. Let's see what that does. That gives you range 100 feet plus 10 per level. Okay. All right. 10 words each round. Sure, let's do that one. So let me take a look at what I've got. So Daze and Telekinetic Projectile are both, let's see how much damage Telekinetic Projectile does. It does 1d6 damage. You know what? I'm going to, instead of Detect Magic, well, boy, this is tough. Because Stabilize is good. Alright, so we're going to roll. So we have Stabilize, Detect Magic, are the two that we're waffling between. So we're going to say odd is Detect Magic. It is even, so it is stabilized. So we're going to throw this one on there, boom. And then we're going to click on here, Edit List, to remove Detect Magic. All right, and now our first level spells. He only gets 2. Baleful Polymorph is a lot of fun. So this guy is he already gets Detect Thoughts for free. So we're going to throw Detect Thoughts, you put it onto the bar. So you can see he has 3. Normally they would have 2, but because he gets an extra 1, he has 3. He gets this because of his class. Alright, comprehend customs, Starfield, uh, share memory, Wisp ally, summon creature, Mystic Cure. We definitely want Mystic Cure 1 from the rulebook. And then last thing, we'll give him a good Mind Thrust. Mind Thrust is a powerful kick butt spell if he wants to just blast people. There we go. Alright, so our spells are done. Skill ranks. Jump over to skills real quick. So he has 6 to spend. Had I boosted his intelligence more, it would have been 7, and it would have gone up every level. So these are the ones that are in his class. You do not have to do class, but you get a bonus for that. So we're going to go with mysticism and medicine. We're also going to go with life science, which is different than physical science. Culture is really good to have. As an empath, we're going to give him sense motive. Perception is good in general, but he already has a bonus to perception. So I'm just going to go ahead and give him bluff. Because he's an empath or diplomacy. Which one? Alright, odd is bluff. Bluff it is. 1. Alright, so there we go. So there's our skills. His highest is +9 on sense motive. So very cool, very cool. Here's our dude. He gains a first level feat and equipment, and then we need to do languages. So we're going to go ahead and leave this for next time. Let me get a picture for him. I don't know if I have any wolf dudes. Let's see. I might just stick something in there for now. Let's see. He is from, we'll go to the race. He is Alien Archive 2. I don't know if they came with portraits or not. Let's see. Nope. I'm going to go to Whimsical Races because they are animal races. Alright, so none of these look like a wolf, but looks like more of a wolf than anything else I have right now. So we will go with this one for now, and then I'll change it later. So I'm going to go into notes. I'm going to drop down a couple lines. Big, well, it's not too big, but what about this? Cap locks, missing feet, comma, equipment, semicolon, languages. All right. So, hey, folks, thanks for hanging out with me. Atomic and Drake. Atomic, I'm so glad you got your computer back. I know it's so frustrating when you're sitting there. Especially for me, I am busy, but even my downtime when I'm not working on something for Starfinder or D&D or one of my conversion projects or something like that, I'm using my computer. I'm using every once in a while I watch some TV with the wife, but I'm on the computer way more than the average person. And when it's you just have no internet, I don't even think I have any games right now that don't run on the internet right now. everything I have is internet based to some extreme. So I feel you. I'm glad you have it back. For the rest of you, thank you for hanging out. Watch, subscribe. If you have questions, comments, put them in the thing. You've got my list here if you want to see any classes built, if you want to see any races used. If you have questions about how to do any of this stuff with your players, leave the comments. I'll address that in the next video. I'll definitely reply to you as well. But whatever else you do, enjoy the rest of your day.